Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 2 for this week, and we're going to be talking about something called the diurnal pressure cycle. It turns out that the sun, when it heats the atmosphere, sets up what we call gravity waves, and this causes the pressure to oscillate up and down a couple of cycles during the course of the day. And generally, the biggest falls occur between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 11 to 5 this time of year during daylight saving time. And then the biggest rises occur between 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. Standard Time, or 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then there's a secondary cycle that occurs during the other 2 6-hour periods, but it's just not quite as significant as what we see during the 2 6-hour periods I just mentioned. So let's go on ahead here and take a look at a American Ensemble Mean forecast of the pressure with the isobars and also the tendency over 3-hour periods. So what I'm going to do here is put myself down here in the corner, and I'm going to extend this, if I can, out to the side here a little bit. All right, so this is, I'm actually going to go back here to a 3-hour forecast. That's where we're going to start. And so this was initialized at 8 a.m. this morning. So this is a 3-hour forecast verifying at 11 o'clock this morning, okay? So the initialization is at 8, 3-hour forecast verifies at 11. And so you can see this area of low pressure off the coast here. We have the hurricane out here in the Atlantic, Kirk. I forgot the name there for a second. And these areas in yellow and orange and red are pressure falls, as you can see here by the legend down in here. And then the greens and the blues, and even some purples if it's going up a lot, are pressure rises, which are generally associated with good weather. So take a look at that pattern now, and let's move it on ahead 6 hours to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, there we go. Now, you can see that those yellows, oranges, and reds grew in coverage quite a bit, okay? So this is the time of diurnal pressure fall between 11 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So even if there are no systems, weather systems moving through, you're going to tend to get falls during this period as opposed to rises. Then, as we take a look at the subsequent 6 hours after that, taking us up till 11 o'clock at night, you see the greens begin to show up more and more. Not everywhere, but more and more the greens are dominant. Now let's go another 6 hours, and we can see at 5 a.m. that we don't see nearly the increase in the pressure falls that we do during the course of the afternoon. So again, this is a secondary cycle, but not the primary one. And then as we head toward the morning, we again start to see more and more greens, and then before I advance it, as we go toward 5 o'clock the next afternoon, we should start to see more yellows and oranges, and indeed we do. Now, one of the things that you can use this for is that supposing you're at a time of diurnal pressure fall, like during the course of the mid to late afternoon, and your pressures are actually rising during the time of diurnal fall, that tells you something, because it means that whatever's going on in the atmosphere with weather systems is dominating whatever's going on with this natural tidal cycle, if you will, that is generated by the sun, okay? So if you have big rises going on at the time of diurnal fall, that's telling you that that's a really significant increase in pressure, and that usually is associated with good weather. By the same token, if you're at a time of diurnal rise, let's say late morning, and you have big pressure falls going on, that's telling you that you've got a significant system in the other direction, an area of low pressure that is dominating whatever that natural cycle is. So if you, I don't know if you have a barometer like I do, but I have one where you hang it on the wall, and sometimes you have to tap it a little bit to get the needle to catch up to where it's actually supposed to be. And you also have another little needle that you can manually turn, so you can line it up with what the pressure is at that moment, and then you come back a few hours later, and of course the needle that you turn manually isn't going to change, but you can tell how the actual pressure needle did change. And so since you marked it with that manual needle, you can see whether or not it's going up or down. And so all other things being equal, when you tap it late in the afternoon, most times you're going to see a fall. If you tap it late morning, you're going to see a rise. And if you see the opposite of that, then that's telling you that something substantial is going on in the atmosphere. Now, whether or not that results in rain or thunderstorms or whatever, of course, is going to depend on other things like instability and moisture and all of that. But the bottom line is expect pressure falls during the mid to late afternoon, pressure rises during the mid to late morning, and if you see something opposite of that during those times, then that's telling you that the atmospheric systems are dominating that natural cycle, and there may be some significance to that in terms of sensible weather. Okay, I hope you found that interesting. That is bonus weather video number 2 for this week. The third one will be coming up on Friday, and the next daily weather update, of course, will be coming up tomorrow. So you all take care, folks, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later, even though the pressure's on or off. See ya.